Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back to the WWE 2K25 Universe Mode series. We're here on Friday Night SmackDown, the night before Saturday night's main event, and we have CM Punk out here. So last week it seemed like CM Punk was really getting under the skin of John Cena, and you have to wonder, is CM Punk maybe speaking a little bit of truth towards the fact that John Cena seems to not be able to handle the pressure of his farewell tour? CM Punk has made some very valid points so far, where he's been stating that John Cena so far has no victories on his farewell tour. He's speaking about making history by becoming the 17th or earning his 17th world championship here in WWE, but as CM Punk stated, he's yet to even get a victory. So how on earth is John Cena going to end up winning a world championship again if he can't even get a victory? But CM Punk once again is out here, and I'm sure that he's going to look to try and get under the skin a little bit more of John Cena. So John Cena and CM Punk will be going head to head at Bash in Berlin, which is just over a week away now. But let's see what Punk has to say.
So Cena's on this so-called farewell tour, huh? You know, the one where he's supposed to make history. The one where he's fighting for his 17th world title. The one where he fails over and over again. And here we are, week after week, watching Cena come out, talking about his legacy, his 17th title. But what does he have to show for it? Nothing. Nothing. Every time Cena steps into the ring, he comes up short. So let's call it like it is, folks. Cena is a failure waiting to happen. And that's not just me talking, that's the truth. Cena is washed up. This farewell tour is his last chance, and guess what? He's blown it at every turn. Backlash? Fail. Money in the Bank? Fail. But here's the thing, Cena, you can prove me wrong. You can come out here and show everyone you still have something left. So Cena, if you have even a shred of pride left, if you have any fight left in you, step up to me in this ring. Prove me wrong. Prove that you're not just a failure waiting to happen.
And here he is. Well, the greatest of all time is here once again, not about to allow CM Punk to talk all the trash that he's been talking. CM Punk seems to believe that this man, John Cena, is past it and that he's washed up.
Time to do it one time again. Let's go to work.
But I'm sure John Cena has other ideas. Let's see what he's got to say here.
You know, Punk, you're not wrong about one thing. You've been talking a lot. But what you don't understand is I don't need to prove anything to you. I don't need to prove anything to the fans. I've already given everything I've got. I've spent years carrying this company on my back. I fought and bled for everything I have. And now you're standing there talking like you know me, talking like you have any idea what it's like to fight for something you don't even know you can reach. And you want me to step into this ring to prove something to you? I don't owe you anything, Punk. You don't get to decide when I'm done. I'm not here for you. I'm not here for anyone else. I'm here for me. I'm here to get that 17th title, and I will get it. But let me make something clear. You want me to prove something to you? Fine. But this time, it's not about you, Punk. It's not about anyone but me. And if I have to crush you to prove I can do this, then so be it. You want to talk about failure? You want to talk about pressure? You think I'm scared of failure? No. You think I'm scared of you? I'm not scared of anything, Punk. Not you, not anyone. And you'll see that soon enough. So, Punk, if you want me in this ring tonight, fine, fine. But know this. When I walk into this match, it's not to prove anything to you. It's to prove to myself that I still have what it takes. And if I have to take you out to show the world what's left in me, then let's do it.
Whoa. Slow down there, John. You didn't let me finish. Seeing as you wanted to make me wait. Back at the draft? Well, allow me to return the favor. You want to get your hands on me at long last? You finally want to give in? Not here. No. Not in this dump. You'll have to follow me to Germany. Bash in Berlin, you and me. 1-on-1. What'd you say, John?
Fine. See you in Germany, Punk.
So we're going to have to wait to see John Cena and CM Punk get their hands on each other, but in just over a week's time at Bash in Berlin, the two will go head to head. So, ladies and gentlemen, as we move on with the show, we have the Prodigy, Roxanne Perez, making her way down to the ring. Chorus of boos around the stadium for her. But Roxanne Perez has made it clear that she has her eyes set firmly on that Women's United States Championship, which is currently held by Chelsea Green. We saw the entire locker room pretty much empty out last week during Chelsea Green's celebration at becoming the new Women's United States Champion, or the first ever Women's United States Champion. Roxanne Perez interrupted that celebration, as well as her opponent here this evening. They've both made it clear that they want that championship around their waist, and if they can get a victory here tonight, either one of them, then they'll well and truly put themselves on course to perhaps a championship match in the future. And here is her opponent. It is Jaida Parker. There is still some boos around the stadium, but a few more cheers for Jaida Parker here on SmackDown. So it seems like the crowd may actually be behind Jaida Parker here tonight. At least a little bit more so than they are behind Roxanne Perez. But Jaida Parker is the woman who was actually distracted back at Money in the Bank whilst Chelsea Green climbed the ladder. Jaida Parker was too busy fighting off some other opponents on the floor, as she was the closest superstar that could have stopped Chelsea Green. But she was distracted, and perhaps you could even argue that maybe Jaida Parker is the reason that Chelsea Green was able to grab that title, because, as I said before, Jaida Parker was the only superstar that could have really stopped Chelsea Green in that moment. But as I stated, she was distracted, and I'm sure that's why she wants to get back at that championship and get back at Chelsea Green. But first of all, she has to get through Roxanne Perez here tonight. So bell rings and we're underway here. Roxanne Perez is going to be the scrappy opponent here this evening and look to try and get a win in any way possible. But Jaida Parker probably going to look to try and utilize her strength and her power. But at the moment, Roxanne Perez with the upper hand, out wrestling Jaida Parker. But Jaida Parker now bringing Roxanne down to the mat, right where Jaida would want her. Jaida Parker using her power, just using the leverage here to really crank away at the neck. Trying to teach Roxanne Perez a lesson here. It seems like a big knee to the spine. And into the cover she goes, looking for an early victory here. Perhaps just trying to send a message to the Prodigy. And now these two locking up once again. Roxanne Perez just driving Jaida Parker back towards the ropes here. Surprisingly, Roxanne Perez getting the upper hand in that exchange. And a cheap shot there by Jaida Parker. A kick to the midsection. As now these two locking up once more, trying to assert their dominance, and Jaida Parker looking to out-wrestle the smaller opponent here in Roxanne Perez. Just cranking away at that shoulder. Really twisting the arm there. And if Roxanne Perez isn't careful, she could get a dislocated shoulder here. But I'm sure Jaida Parker is probably looking to achieve just that. But Roxanne Perez now, well, look at this. A big reversal for her. She tries to crank away at the shoulder and the arm of Jaida Parker as well. And Roxanne Perez just jarring that shoulder there, yanking away at the arm. Jaida Parker now the one that could possibly be at the receiving end of a dislocated shoulder, but now a headlock applied. Jaida Parker into a waist lock. These two taking the match very slowly. I'm surprised that Roxanne Perez hasn't tried to increase the pace here, because you would have to assume that that would probably suit her more than Jaida Parker in this exchange. But now Jaida Parker looking to steal the win into a roll-up, but just a 1 count found. Now Roxanne Perez into a bridging pin jackknife cover, but the power of Jaida Parker into a backslide. Can she get the victory? No, just a 1 count found. So the women's division, especially the Women's United States Championship division, has been probably arguably one of the best divisions in this Universe Mode series so far. Every single matchup has been absolutely astonishing. But now Roxanne Perez and Jaida Parker looking to continue that on here this evening. A big knee to the side of the head. Roxanne Perez just taking her time here. Again, a surprising approach in this matchup for Roxanne Perez as she drives Jaida Parker down to the mat. Now Roxanne Perez, ground and pound, big strikes to Jaida Parker and a slap across the face as well. And Jaida Parker needs to be careful, because Roxanne Perez was very successful down in NXT. And if she's taken lightly, then she could well and truly easily scrape a win here. But Jaida Parker, a dangerous opponent in herself, into a German suplex. Just the power and explosiveness of Jaida Parker is what makes her so dangerous. She's blowing a kiss here towards Roxanne Perez, but Roxanne Perez tried to explode out of the corner and just got caught. Jaida Parker was ready. Now just stomping away in a disrespectful manner is Jaida Parker. The crowd don't seem to quite know what they want in this one. There's Jaida Parker, sending Roxanne Perez into the corner, and she's been busted wide open here. That's a nasty wound. Seems like it's just above the eye for Roxanne Perez, but that's woken her up. Jaida Parker, another reversal, and Jaida Parker now with Roxanne Perez in her clutches, drives her face first into the canvas, and scrambling into the cover is Jaida Parker looking for the win over Roxanne, but no. Big kick out found, and Jaida Parker can't quite believe it. Roxanne Perez now being dragged away from the ropes towards the center of the ring. I wonder what Jaida Parker has planned here. Roxanne Perez, a big reversal found for her. Roxanne Perez, she may have been looking for a bit of a DDT there perhaps, but Jaida Parker found a big reversal. Jaida Parker so far seems to be one step ahead at the moment of Roxanne. Into a stunner onto that top rope. And Roxanne Perez just clutching at that neck. Jaida Parker sending a message to Chelsea Green here, stating that she's coming for that United States Championship before heading to the outside to continue the onslaught. But she may have just wasted a little bit too much time. Roxanne Perez back to her feet, but again, Jaida Parker just staying on top of things here, looking for that spinning elbow. But luckily for Roxanne Perez, she saw it coming and she was able to avoid it this time. Jaida Parker again, able to slide in behind and then find a big reversal off of that arm drag. Roxanne Perez isn't going to lie down lightly though. Very scrappy here. Roxanne Perez into the cover she goes, looking to steal the win. The referee a little bit slow into the count there, and I'm sure that Roxanne Perez isn't going to be too pleased about that. But now Roxanne Perez up and over into Pop Rocks near the ropes, but she's in the cover looking for the victory. No, just a 1 count found. Roxanne Perez can't believe it. And this WWE Universe can't seem to believe it either. Jaida Parker kicking out at 1 of Pop Rocks, but then receiving a DDT for good measure. Roxanne Perez just going to drag Jaida Parker away from the ropes. May have been thinking about a pinfall, but she decided against it. Now into the standing moonsault. And now into the cover, hooking the leg for the victory. No, big kick out found. Well, that was standing moonsault. Took a little bit more out of Jaida Parker, because that was almost a 3 count. But now looking for the crossface, and it's locked in here, but luckily for Jaida Parker, her feet were underneath the ropes. Roxanne Perez going to head up top. She's looking to fly here. Jaida Parker slowly back to her feet. Jaida was in complete control just moments ago, but Roxanne Perez has been able to turn this one around. This has been the story of all the matches in the Women's United States Championship division. You never know what way it's going to go. One person could be in complete control, and then all of a sudden things are turned on their head. There's now Roxanne Perez just cranking away at the jaw here. Not sure how wise that is. Jaida Parker looking to fight back to her feet here. Jaida Parker looking to steal the victory off of the roll-up once more. Can she do it? Jaida Parker showing that she's willing to do anything to get the victory here tonight. But Roxanne Perez still in there, still in the fight. Jaida Parker, another reversal found. Twisting up and slamming down Roxanne Perez off the power slam into the pinfall. Can she do it? Forearm in the face, but big kick out found by Roxanne once again. Roxanne has taken a lot of punishment so far, and Jaida Parker could be setting her up here for the end. Jaida Parker with the knee to the jaw into the cover. This has got to be it. Roxanne Perez is still in it. I was about to say she's down and out, but somehow she's found a way to kick out and hang in there. Roxanne Perez showing the grit that she's going to need if she wants that Women's United States Championship, but she could be in big trouble right now because Jaida Parker has her in position, heading up to the top rope. Jaida Parker, Roxanne Perez in trouble. Jaida Parker driving down to the midsection. Well, Roxanne Perez is absolutely laid out here, and Jaida Parker is looking to put her away, looking for that running knee once again, and she can't connect with it this time. Roxanne Perez saw it coming. Now Roxanne Perez in the center of the ring, locking in the crossface. Is Jaida Parker going to tap out here perhaps? Can she reach the ropes or find a way to break the hold? Well, Roxanne Perez decides to break the hold herself. Jaida Parker could be in big trouble. Roxanne Perez looking for the, well, modified DDT there. Sit-out DDT, I guess you could call it. But into the cover she goes, looking for the victory. Roxanne Perez has pulled out the victory somehow. Well, what a fight that was between these two. Had no idea which way it was going to go, but Roxanne Perez is definitely feeling the effects of that one. But Chelsea Green, this could possibly be your first opponent right here. Roxanne Perez with a massive victory on her route to the Women's United States Championship. And as we move on with the show, we have the Eradicator arriving ahead of her contract signing for Saturday night's main event tomorrow night. But hold on a second, Bayley with a kendo stick in hand, a vicious assault onto the Eradicator. Bayley just looking to maybe soften up Rhea Ripley before her bout with Kiana James this weekend, or even tomorrow night I should say, and Bayley has absolutely lost it here. Just showing her frustrations, just driving Rhea Ripley's head into the floor, the concrete floor, and where some security seem to be arriving, and Bayley's out of it. So, ladies and gentlemen, as we move on with the show, we have the man who's been featuring quite often recently on Friday Night SmackDown. 3 weeks on the trot. This man has been getting the opportunity to maybe try and insert himself into the United States Championship title picture. He's yet to get a victory here on SmackDown, and that seems to be the theme with Andrade in Universe mode. Can't quite seem to get over the line, but he does every time he performs. Put on one heck of a matchup. We saw that when he debuted in 2K24's Universe Mode series when he was over on Monday Night Raw. But he couldn't quite insert himself into the title picture, couldn't quite get himself over the finish line. But here on Friday Night SmackDown, Andrade looking to get his first victory in Universe Mode. Well, it's going to be one heck of a challenge for him, because he is coming up against one of the men who is going to be featuring at Saturday night's main event tomorrow night. Let's bring him on out here. And here is his opponent. It is El Grande Americano, the newest luchador on the roster. Although I believe that may actually go to Rey Fenix, but he's over on Monday Night Raw. But El Grande Americano will be teaming with Chad Gable at Saturday night's main event tomorrow night. But here this evening, he's looking to pick up his first victory in Universe mode. He was obviously featured at Money in the Bank, but unfortunately for El Grande Americano, Penta was the man who came out victorious to become the #1 contender for the United States Championship. So it will be Chad Gable and El Grande Americano versus Jimmy Uso and Penta at Saturday night's main event. So here we go, bell rings and we're underway here. El Grande versus Andrade here. El Grande Americano in his first singles matchup on Friday Night SmackDown, I believe. We did see him back at Money in the Bank, where he lost out on the opportunity to become the #1 contender to Chad Gable's United States Championship. But here tonight, Andrade looking to get his first victory here on SmackDown. He's had a tough time so far. But he has been featuring every single week, putting on great matchups, but just hasn't been able to get over the finish line so far. And now Andrade and El Grande just locking up in the center of the ring here, as Andrade just using his power, asserting his dominance, but El Grande deciding he's not going to take that. And now just cranking away at the foot here, perhaps learning a thing or two from Chad Gable. Just really targeting that leg on Andrade. El Grande Americano looking for his first victory as well, actually. The first matchup we saw him competing in was back at Money in the Bank in that triple threat match. He wasn't the man that was pinned, but he didn't obviously get the victory either, so he will be looking to get his first victory here tonight. But also the same can be said about Andrade, as we mentioned before. So both of these men have a bit of a chip on their shoulder and a point to prove, as Andrade once again just asserting his dominance here, using his power to overcome the luchadors. Now El Grande using his own power and hoisting up Andrade up on his shoulders and then driving a knee into the midsection. And Andrade could be in some trouble right here. El Grande Americano with another knee to the midsection, just targeting those ribs. First of all, he started off with a leg and then into the ribs, and now dropping Andrade on the back of his neck. And hold on a second. Well, I'm not surprised that this man is here. Jimmy Uso has a big problem with this man, El Grande Americano. He seems to believe Chad Gable is the one behind the mask, but turn around. El Grande avoiding the spear from Jimmy Uso. The referee still distracted, but Jimmy Uso able to hightail it out of there, so he's caused a bit of a distraction here. It didn't go quite the way that he had planned. Missing out on that spear. Andrade couldn't quite take advantage either. And while Jimmy Uso's plan may have just backfired, Andrade with a big clothesline connecting. El Grande back to his feet, driven into the corner. Back and forth we go with these two. The pace quickening ever since Jimmy Uso decided to interfere, and well, El Grande could be moments away from the victory. Can he do it? No. Andrade able to power out after being driven face first into the canvas. Now Andrade is hoisted up here and driven the knee right into the shoulder by El Grande. Andrade back to his feet once again. Now Andrade going to target the legs of the luchador here. Andrade's feeling it, psyching himself up. Perhaps trying to prepare himself for the end here. Into the message connecting. And he hooks the leg. Andrade to get his first victory on SmackDown. No. Big kick out found by El Grande Americano. So it must be said as well that El Grande will be teaming with Chad Gable at Saturday night's main event tomorrow night, and he will be facing off against Jimmy Uso and Penta. But now, hold on a second, Andrade up to the top rope, looking for the moonsault. Couldn't connect with the first one, but was able to continue his momentum and connect with the second, and looking for another moonsault. Couldn't quite connect with that one either. But El Grande was quickly back to his feet and able to make sure that Andrade didn't get in that second moonsault and into a German suplex bridging pin. No, big kick out found again by Andrade. Well, Americano utilizing maneuvers that we see Chad Gable usually use. Maybe he's trying to show off the fact that their teamwork and their chemistry is there. Maybe he's showing some sort of respect towards Chad Gable here. Trying to send a message and maybe put some doubt in the mind of Jimmy Uso and Penta, who are going to have to go up against Chad Gable and El Grande Americano. Big chops now by Andrade, just dropping El Grande to the canvas. And now up to the second rope, double axe handle connecting. And Andrade could be closing in on a victory here if El Grande isn't careful. Andrade, the message connecting for a second time. This could be it. Hook in the leg. Andrade for the victory. Can he do it? He's done it. Andrade gets his first victory on Friday Night SmackDown, and it's at the expense of El Grande Americano. So El Grande yet to get a victory here in 2K25 Universe mode. But you have to wonder, what could the future hold for Andrade perhaps? Maybe he can insert himself into the United States Championship title picture. Still needs to prove himself, but ever so closer now. And as we move on with the show, we have the Winged Eagle champion out here ahead of his clash with Dominic Mysterio tomorrow night at Saturday night's main event. So the undefeated champion, Damian Priest, what has he got to say this evening?
Tomorrow night, Saturday night's main event. I defend my Winged Eagle championship, and honestly, I'm not sweating it. Let's take a little walk down memory lane, yeah? I'm undefeated on SmackDown. I've pinned Cody Rhodes twice, CM Punk twice, Dominic Mysterio twice. And then there's the GOAT himself, John Cena. You guessed it, twice. I mean, who else can say they've done that on Cena's farewell tour? Spoiler alert, no one. And yet, tomorrow night, I'm defending my title against Dominic Mysterio? The same Dominic I beat 3 weeks ago? The same guy who got so desperate he exposed the turnbuckle and ended up screwing himself? Dom, you really think you've got a chance tomorrow night? Come on, bro. This ain't a fairy tale. This is reality. And in reality, I'm the champ. I'm the best.
Hold on a second. Well, here is the challenger, the number one contender, Dirty Dominic Mysterio.
Keep laughing, Priest. Go ahead. You love the sound of your own voice, don't you? Yeah, you pinned me. Yeah, you're undefeated. But let's not forget 3 weeks ago. You didn't beat me. I beat myself. I had you down for the count, flat in the middle of the ring. But I got cocky. I exposed that turnbuckle and it cost me. But tomorrow night, I don't make the same mistake twice. I know what you're capable of now. And you're not ready for how far I'm willing to go to become champion.
Hold on a minute. Well, I wasn't expecting to see this man out here. The Viper, Randy Orton. Well, he seems to be a man that, from my recollection, Damian Priest has not actually pinned and not defeated during this undefeated streak. And Randy Orton did actually put down Dominic Mysterio a couple of weeks ago. He's also the man who stopped John Cena from being able to qualify in that Money in the Bank ladder match. Randy Orton headed to Money in the Bank instead of John Cena. And I'm sure that's probably got to sting John Cena ever so slightly, but Randy Orton seems to maybe have his eyes on that Winged Eagle Championship as he slowly approaches the ring here. Let's see what the Viper has got to say.
You know, it's funny. Everyone keeps talking about John Cena, his farewell tour, his legacy, his chase for number 17. But let me remind you of something. You're looking at the man who stopped that chase. I beat Cena in the Money in the Bank qualifier. I made sure he wouldn't get that opportunity. But I didn't do that just to hurt Cena's feelings. I did it because I'm not done either. Damian, enjoy your little streak while it lasts. Because whether it's you or this little punk, I'm coming for that title. And when I strike fast, I strike hard, and I don't miss. You want to talk about legacy? I'm at 14 world titles. I'm coming for 15. You can argue all you want about who deserves what, but facts don't lie. That championship is next. So, whoever walks out of Saturday night's main event as champion, just know, the Viper's already got you in his sights.
And ladies and gentlemen, as we move into our main event of the evening, we have the return of the Queen, Charlotte Flair, here on Friday Night SmackDown. So Charlotte Flair perhaps maybe trying to insert herself into WWE Women's Championship title picture. She's got one heck of a challenge here tonight in our main event. Charlotte Flair, someone who hasn't been seen too much in Universe mode. She kind of pops up here and there whenever she feels like it. And I guess that is one of the perks of being the queen of the WWE. But Charlotte Flair slowly makes her way into the ring. And as I said before, she must have her eyes set on that WWE Women's Championship. But, well, good luck to anyone at the moment trying to get a hold of that championship, because Bayley is just wreaking havoc here on Friday Night SmackDown. And her new alliance with Kiana James seems to just change everything. Bayley seems to always be one step ahead of her opponents, and the brains of the operation being Kiana James now just adds a new layer to that dominance here. But if there's anyone that could maybe tear down that dominance, I'm sure Charlotte Flair is one of those women. But Charlotte Flair's opponent here this evening is all too familiar with Bayley. So let's get her on out here. And here is her opponent. It is none other than Tiffany Stratton, the former WWE Women's Champion herself, former Miss Money in the Bank as well, and the only woman who seems to actually be taking Bayley seriously here in 2K25's Universe Mode series. So Bianca Belair seems to be distracted with that Money in the Bank briefcase, not sure where she's going to cash in, and I'm not even sure that she really knows where she wants to cash in. She's teased to cash in with Jade Cargill over on Monday Night Raw, but she's also stated that she's going to cash in on whoever's champion over here on SmackDown, so anything is possible in the future. But Tiffany Stratton trying to keep the peace between Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley, as she knows that they need to come together if they're going to take down the WWE Women's Champion. So Charlotte Flair, first singles matchup in quite some time here in Universe Mode. Tiffany Stratton has been active almost every single week, almost acting like the mum of the locker room, especially when it comes to Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley. She's the only one that's really keeping the peace between them, trying to make them realize that the real enemy in the locker room is Bayley, the WWE Women's Champion. But Charlotte Flair looking to out-wrestle Tiffany Stratton early on here, but Tiffany Stratton, she's going to be the sharper of the two, and she's been active pretty much every single week, but just really cranking away at the neck there. Charlotte Flair in some deep trouble right now. She can't seem to get out of this hold. Scrambling away, but a big kick to the jaw by Tiffany Stratton, and Tiffany with a standing moonsault connecting. Just showing off a little bit here is Tiffany Stratton. She's got her eyes firmly set on that WWE Women's Championship. She wants to get that back. Bayley pretty much stole Tiffany Stratton's WrestleMania moment. We can also blame Nia Jax as well partly for that, because Tiffany Stratton was looking to actually be involved in that triple threat match back at WrestleMania, but into a roll-up there by Charlotte Flair. A kick-out found there, but yeah, Tiffany Stratton, she was looking to get involved in that triple threat match between Sasha Banks, Io Sky and Bayley back at WrestleMania, but Nia Jax made it clear she wasn't finished with Tiffany Stratton, and Tiffany Stratton was finally able to put Nia Jax down at WrestleMania. And now her focus is solely on Bayley, but here this evening she's got a big challenge in Charlotte Flair. She can't take Charlotte Flair lightly. And Charlotte now with a big elbow to the jaw. Takes Tiffany Stratton down to the mat. The crowd well and truly behind Tiffany here this evening. Charlotte Flair just taking her time in the corner, just taunting away at Tiffany Stratton, trying to get under the skin of Tiffany, but Tiffany Stratton now just targeting that knee, and we know the problems that Charlotte Flair has had with that knee. So it might be a wise choice for Tiffany Stratton to maybe target that knee a little bit more. And now Tiffany sent off the ropes and looking for another big elbow. Couldn't quite connect with it. A couple of reversals by each superstar, and then a knee driven to the spine of Tiffany Stratton. Now Charlotte Flair, well, it looked like she was looking for a bit of a triangle choke there. Looking for a German suplex, big reversal found, and then a missile drop kick right on the button by Tiffany Stratton. And now Tiffany Stratton just letting out her aggression, her frustrations here on Charlotte Flair. Now Charlotte Flair could be in a little bit of trouble, because Tiffany Stratton looking to make the Queen tap out here, driving the knees into the spine. But Charlotte Flair was able to reverse it into a bit of a pinning combination there, but Tiffany Stratton kicked out before the referee could even get in position. Now off the rope, Charlotte Flair. Tiffany Stratton now underneath, and then a big elbow of her own, giving Charlotte Flair a taste of her own medicine before heading up to the top rope. Tiffany Stratton looking to put Charlotte Flair away, perhaps with a big body splash. Couldn't connect with it, and a big boot takes Tiffany Stratton off her feet, and then driven face first into the canvas. Charlotte Flair is just kicking into another gear right now, dragging Tiffany Stratton away from the ropes. What is she planning here? Tiffany Stratton back to her feet. Charlotte Flair missed out on that chop and into a big roll-up here, but a kick out found before 1 count for Charlotte. And now back to their feet once more, and Tiffany Stratton just tossing Charlotte Flair across the ring to the delight of the WWE Universe. Tiffany Stratton in firm control right now. Tiffany Stratton looking for that cartwheel, but she's been caught here. And Charlotte Flair into a bit of a dragon sleeper here. But Tiffany Stratton, a couple of right hands just looking to break the hold, and she's able to do so. Tiffany Stratton surviving for now. Looking for a big kick to the midsection, but a reversal found by Charlotte Flair once more. And Tiffany Stratton slides in behind and targets that knee once again. Charlotte Flair immediately heading to the outside, trying to create some room, doesn't want to allow Tiffany Stratton to get too much offense onto that knee, but what a clothesline that was by Tiffany Stratton, almost taking the head off of Charlotte Flair, almost beheaded the Queen. And now Tiffany Stratton headed up to the top rope. Could she be looking to put Charlotte Flair away here with a big elbow drop connecting, hooking the leg? Tiffany Stratton looking for the victory. Can she do it? No. Charlotte Flair, former WWE Women's Champion herself in her own right, able to power out here. There's Tiffany Stratton now up onto the top rope, using the ropes to her advantage, off with a springboard, and now Tiffany Stratton, prettiest moonsault ever connecting, and that's surely got to be it. Hooking the leg for the victory. Tiffany Stratton, no. Charlotte Flair powers out once more. I was sure that was going to be it for Tiffany. Thought she had the victory in the bag. Just then looking for another clothesline, but a German suplex connecting this time for Charlotte Flair. And now Charlotte Flair looking desperately to get the victory here, but not even a 1 count found. The referee, Jessica Carr, did take a moment, maybe too long just then, but Tiffany Stratton now, dodging away from that big right hand. Now Charlotte Flair sent off the ropes into a power slam connecting. Tiffany Stratton kicking it into a new gear here this evening. The frustrations of the past few months really boiling over, but natural selection connecting for Charlotte Flair, and she hooks the leg quickly into the cover to pin Tiffany Stratton. No. Tiffany is still in this fight. She's not going to lie down easily. She wants to keep the momentum going, especially because she's on the chase for that WWE Women's Championship. We have already seen Bayley, so we know she's in the building. She did try to take out Rhea Ripley earlier on, perhaps trying to give Kiana James a bit of an advantage before their bout at Saturday night's main event. But this time just a 1 count for Charlotte Flair. Charlotte Flair up onto the second rope here. Tiffany Stratton slowly back to her feet. Charlotte Flair looking for a big kick. Tiffany Stratton able to avoid it, but a big forearm connecting right on the jaw. And, well, Charlotte Flair, I thought for a second was going to go for the figure 4 leg lock, but into a Boston Crab, and luckily for Tiffany Stratton, she was able to find a reversal to that one. And now Tiffany Stratton, what on earth is she planning here? Tiffany Stratton just cranking away at the arms and the shoulders. Thought for a second she was going to go for a submission hold there, but she decided against it. Now Charlotte Flair back to her feet. Tiffany Stratton was thinking about going for some sort of springboard off the turnbuckle there in the corner, but she decided against it, and that may have just cost her a big boot in the corner. Tiffany Stratton could be in trouble. Charlotte Flair, what's she planning now? Off the ropes, Tiffany Stratton. Charlotte Flair was looking for the spear, but Tiffany Stratton off the cartwheel into the Alabama Slam, and that could be it. Tiffany Stratton, no. Charlotte Flair again gets the shoulder up. What a main event this is between two of the best in the division. Charlotte Flair's in trouble. Prettiest moonsault ever, connecting for a second time. The WWE Universe want another one, but I think that's got to be it. No! The Queen is still in it again. Tiffany Stratton, what has she got to do to keep the Queen down here? Targeting that knee once more. And we did say earlier on that might be a wise tactic, and I think Tiffany Stratton has probably realised that just now. Now off the rope she goes, into the neck breaker, connecting. And Tiffany up to the second rope once more. She wants Charlotte Flair back to her feet. Charlotte Flair in some trouble, big drop kick connecting. And Charlotte Flair just clutching at that knee once more. The damage may have been done by Tiffany Stratton. Now back to her feet once more, Charlotte Flair. Off the rope she goes, and Tiffany Stratton driving her knee into the spine of Charlotte Flair. And Charlotte Flair just trying to create some room here, trying to create a little bit of space and recover. She's able to do just that. Quick strikes, big knees to the midsection. She's got to be careful using that knee because it seems like she may have tweaked it earlier on, but hold on a second. Tiffany Stratton's in big trouble because Charlotte Flair has the figure 4 leg lock locked in. She's looking to go for the bridge here. Is she going to make Tiffany Stratton tap out? No. Looked like she released the hold there. Charlotte Flair instead going to head up to the top rope. What is she planning? Charlotte Flair, big body splash connecting into the cover, hooking the leg. Is she going to do it here? The Queen for the victory? No. Charlotte Flair powers out. Oh, sorry, Tiffany Stratton powers out this time. Charlotte Flair, though, trying to remain on the offense. Big slap across the face before trying to crank in an armbar here, but Tiffany Stratton looking for a reversal. A couple of big strikes to the ribcage. And now Charlotte Flair's in trouble because a roll-up has been made here. Tiffany Stratton looking to steal the victory, but kick out found. Charlotte Flair into a jackknife cover, looking to steal it here. Can she do it? Charlotte Flair almost. But Tiffany Stratton at the last second able to power herself back up into a backslide, looking for the victory. Tiffany Stratton almost had it just then, and into a spear connecting. Charlotte Flair taking advantage. And you got to think that this might be it. Charlotte Flair surprisingly not going for the pinfall, just looking to make Tiffany Stratton tap out here. But Tiffany breaks the hold. Charlotte Flair was just talking trash there, telling Tiffany Stratton she's a wannabe Charlotte Flair and she should have tapped out. But Tiffany Stratton still in this fight. Tiffany Stratton now finds a reversal with a DDT. Spiking Charlotte Flair on the top of her head, and I'm not sure what the cameraman's doing here. What on earth is this angle? Well, Charlotte Flair sent into the corner. Tiffany Stratton just missing out on that big forearm, but she connects on the second one. And Tiffany Stratton now into the corkscrew. That's got to be it. She hooks the leg. Tiffany Stratton for the victory. No, Charlotte Flair is still in this one, and Tiffany Stratton is beside herself. She can't believe it. Off the top rope once again with a springboard. But Tiffany Stratton has got to be wondering what on earth does she need to do to get a victory in 2K25 Universe mode. She's heading up to the top rope once again, looking for the Swanton Bomb, connecting, and I think she didn't get all of it just then. She may have tweaked her back ever so slightly as well upon a connection with that Swanton Bomb. But now Tiffany Stratton going to back it up. She's blowing a kiss goodbye to the Queen here. She feels she may have the Queen dead to rights, but she wants to make perfectly sure. Almost taking the head off the Queen once again with that clothesline. Tiffany Stratton, a newfound aggression by the former WWE Women's Champion. Sit out powerbomb connecting. Tiffany Stratton absolutely relentless right now. But Charlotte Flair trying to fight her way back into this one. Looking for another big boot, but Tiffany Stratton with another clothesline. Well, Charlotte Flair's really struggling here. Tiffany Stratton up to the top rope once again. Swanton Bomb connecting this time, and she hooks the leg. Is this going to be enough? Can she do it? Tiffany Stratton puts down the Queen and continues her momentum as she tries to climb the power rankings on the chase for the WWE Women's Championship. You can see the bruises across her body here. But Tiffany Stratton one step closer to getting back at Bayley. Ladies and gentlemen, as we look to close on out the show, we have the general manager of Friday Night SmackDown, Rey Mysterio, about to introduce the contract signing for Saturday night's main event.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the participants in tomorrow night's featured bout at Saturday night's main event, a match made official after the events of Money in the Bank. Introducing first, the Eradicator, Rhea Ripley.
Here is the Eradicator, Rhea Ripley, the woman who got screwed over back at Money in the Bank due to the interference from Kiana James. Rhea Ripley could have been moments away from winning the WWE Women's Championship until Kiana James appeared and seemingly sided herself alongside the current Women's Champion in Bayley. But Rhea Ripley looking to seek some revenge this weekend, or even tomorrow night I should say, at Saturday night's main event. But can Rhea Ripley, you have to assume that she's going to be able to just absolutely demolish Kiana James. We haven't seen Kiana James in singles action at all in this Universe Mode series, so it's going to be one heck of a challenge for her in her first matchup, because the Eradicator is looking for some revenge from Saturday night's main event.
And her opponent, accompanied by the WWE Women's Champion Bayley. Please welcome Kiana James.
And well, the cheers in the stadium immediately turned to boos as Bayley's Well, I guess you could say the brains behind the operation is what Kiana James seems to be referring to herself as she just walks down towards the ring, confident as ever, despite the fact that she knows that she's about to head into war against Rhea Ripley tomorrow night. But that doesn't seem to be phasing Kiana James at all. You have to wonder, does she maybe have some tricks up her sleeve, perhaps? Maybe that's why she's so confident here tonight, but I guess only time will tell come Saturday night's main event. But let's get into the contract signing here.
Kiana, I understand you're frustrated. But after Bayley's sneak attack on Rhea Ripley earlier on this evening, I have made a decision. At Saturday night's main event, Bayley is officially banned from ringside.
Well, that's huge news here, and the WWE Universe absolutely loving what they're seeing. Well, Bayley seems very frustrated by that decision, but Kiana James just telling Bayley it's okay, and Bayley should calm down. Well, what does that mean? Kiana James may have some tricks up her sleeve, but Bayley seems to have had enough here. She's very frustrated, understandably so.
You're in mommy's world now, Kiana. Sign the damn contract.
Well, Kiana James a little bit hesitant here, which is understandable, but she's looking to sign the contract. And hold on a second, Bayley from behind into the ring, but Rhea Ripley with a big kick to the head, taking out Bayley here. Kiana James has signed the contract and trying to attack Bayley, or should I say Rhea Ripley, from behind. But Rhea able to get the advantage and the upper hand here, and Kiana James through the table by Mami. And Rhea Ripley is the woman who's left standing right here. But Bayley is the #1 target on Rhea Ripley's hit list. But she needs to remain focused at Saturday night's main event. She has Kiana James down and out here, and she has Kiana James to herself tomorrow night.